Okay, look at this nasal cavity. So when the air is breathed through the nose, the air goes past the nostril into the nasal cavity before heading down into the lung through our windpipes. So you look at the structure of the nasal cavity. So we have the nostril, and then we have the nasal cavity. So we do have the cells. Can you see that? This is called olfactory cells. What's olfactory cell functions? For the smell, right? So we inhale anything. Okay, we inhale anything in because of these olfactory cells. They are sensory cells. They will be able to detect the chemical inside the air and give us the idea of what we breathe in. Okay, what type of air is. Okay, so the main functions of the nasal cavity, first, they have to warm and humidify the inspired air. And we also remove and trap the pathogen as well as particulate matter from the inspired air. I mean, the air we inhale in. These two involved in the gas exchange, but the third functions of the nasal cavity, including this for the sense of smell. Are you clear? But only these two involved in the gas exchange. Okay. Now, our nose is quite special because our nose actually rich in vascular supply, the blood supply. So therefore, if you put your finger in and you scratch it a while, you will see that you're going to have a nose bleeding. But you scratch it on your skin, you will do this, you get this. No, you won't get bleeding immediately. Are you clear? Unless you use a blade to slash, okay, on your skin. So this is slightly different because the nostril actually full with blood capillary. And this blood capillary, because of the blood, so this blood actually we're going to release the heat energy to warm the air that we inhale in. Okay, this is how we actually can effectively change the humidity and also the temperature of the inspired air. So it means that the one that we inhale in. Okay. Now, if you look at these adult humans have the hair in the anterior means the front part, anterior nasal passage. Okay. So this hair will filter the foreign particle from entering the nasal cavity. Okay, don't put your finger in and then you pluck it out. Okay, don't like the hair and you're going to trim it. Yeah, I mean, sorry for tidiness. Okay, yeah, you trim it, but you don't cut all, right? It's okay because it's very important to block the particulate. Okay, the dust. Okay, we don't want this dust. We don't want this particulate to inhale, particularly okay when you have the haze, right? We want to, without the mask. Nowadays, it's good because we have the mask to filter out the particulates. But try to imagine the time that without the mask, we don't wear mask all the time. Okay, those particulates, if we don't filter them, it will enter into our alveolus and then it form the thick layer of the dust. You try to imagine if you have your car outside the house and you do nothing. I mean, the car put it there for 10 years, 5 years, you can see, not 5 years, I think 1 month, you can see that the dust will cover layer. So same goes to our lung if we don't have this cleaning system. Okay. So the nasal hair also trap the moist air. And always remember, don't confuse the nasal hair with the cilia. Nasal hair is something that you can see it. Okay, you can put your finger in and then plug it out. Those are nasal hair. They have the hair follicle. Are you clear? Don't confuse with the cilia. Cilia is cells that are the protrusions of the cells, right? That have the microtubule that arrange in the 9+2. Okay, still remember 9+2 arrangements. Okay, so these respiratory regions on the nasal cavity lined with pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium interspersed with a mucus secreting cells called goblet cells. Okay, now goblet cell is the one that produce mucus, or more precisely, they produce the mucin, the chemical. Okay, the chemical that actually form the mucus. Okay, form the mucus. And pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, also known as a ciliated epithelium. This ciliated epithelium has the cilia to help us to clean the mucus. Always remember, mucus only can trap the pathogen, but they cannot kill pathogen. So it means that you try to imagine this mucus trap the pathogen already, and you don't remove it. Pathogen will say thank you to us. Why? Mucus rich in protein. So this bacteria will survive happily inside your mucus and cause the infection to us. So therefore, the beating or cleaning actions of the cilia help us to remove the mucus away from our lung. Are you clear? Okay. So this is why we need to have the goblet cells and also the ciliated cells. Okay. Don't worry about this pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. We are going to learn them in detail when we come to the trachea. Okay. But the idea here is the general idea: mucus help us to trap the dust and the pathogen. But mucus has no ability to kill, okay, the pathogen. So it means the pathogen will survive happily inside the mucus and say thank you to you. But how they say thank you? They will cause infection to us. Are you clear? Okay, that's the way how they say thank you. Okay, same to go to virus. Okay, they won't, that means they say thank you to us. They're going to cause us lysis of the cells in virus. Okay, so then in order to remove this mucus, then we have to use the cilia to help us to move the mucus down the nasal cavity to the pharynx, where we can swallow it. Okay, so when you swallow it better or spit it out better? Which one? Swallow or spit? Spit out, eh? Depends. Okay, if you lack of protein, then you swallow it. Okay, then we can digest the bacterial, okay, and also the protein from the mucus. But okay, so it depends. Okay, totally. Okay, your immune system is strong enough, then yeah, you swallow it, no problem. But if immune system is not strong enough, it may cause the infections. Okay. So any question regarding to this nasal cavity? Any question? So very simple for nasal cavity. What you need to know, basically, the function of nasal cavity are more to cleaning of the air, warm the air. How they can clean the air? They have the mucus. They have goblet cell to secrete mucus. They have the ciliated cell. So this ciliated cell help to the beating and the sweeping actions of the cilia help to remove the mucus. So this is how they clean the air. So how we warm the air? The nasal cavity actually rich in vascular supply. So with this vascular supply, we will be able to clean the air. Okay, that's okay. Then warm the air. Sorry, yeah.